Greetings, this is Pastor C Semono of Church of the Nazarene Restoration Center. We are based in Mafias. I am an author of some few books and it's good to be here. In fact, I always dreamed to write a book and I would give excuses of saying I don't have equipment until one friend gave me an iPad. And the day he gave me an iPad, that night I did not sleep. I wrote the whole night, I wrote the whole week, then I ended up coming up with this product that I'm having in my hand, my first book, which is called Journey to Greatness. But I was also inspired by many authors, people who are from our country and those who are, outside the country, mostly pastors. This book called Destiny, it says uncommon destiny, uncommon enemies, uncommon weapons, which means when you have a destiny that is uncommon, you need to expect to have uncommon enemies. And you must also expect to use uncommon weapons, because you can't use ordinary weapons when you are dealing with an uncommon enemy. What I'm trying to say is that we are not the same and our destinies are not the same. Look at David, for example. He had to now face Goliath. So you can't use what everybody else has been using to fight enemies when you are facing uncommon enemies. Goliath was not ordinary, he was not common. So he needed a revelation of what to use to deal with a man like that. Storms of life. In this book, I talk about many kinds of storms. I think about 20 kinds of storms that we go through in life. One of the very interesting storms is what we call the self-inflicted storms. There are certain storms that we go through that are actually ordained or started by us. In other words, what I mean is that if we learn to avoid certain things, we will avoid certain storms. I know that there are storms that cannot be avoided, but there are storms that can be avoided. Let's take Jonah, for example. Jonah could have avoided that storm if he had listened to God and went straight to Nineveh, where God said he must go. But Jonah, being a man, he decided to go to a place where God said he must not go, or where God never instructed him to go. And as a result, he had to go through a very serious storm. It could have been avoided. Ending your dreams, very important one. Most people struggle with understanding their dreams. In the book, I speak about two people. There is what we call the literal dreamers and the symbolic dreamers. The Bible speaks about the outpouring of the Spirit that will also dream dreams. But we usually do not understand what we are dreaming about. When we talk about the literal dreamers, these are people, if they dream about you, come into their house. Let's say I dream about you, come into my house. I'll definitely see you tomorrow come into my house. If I dream a car, a white car, I'll see a white car. If I dream a red car, I'll see a red car. These are what we call the literal dreamers. But most of us are not literal dreamers. In fact, most dreamers are symbolic dreamers, just like Joseph. The dream that Joseph had to interpret. The king, Pharaoh, had a dream. The Bible speaks about cows. He saw the other ones were fat, the other ones were very thin, the other ones had to swallow the others. Those were symbols. And mostly in our dreams, God uses symbols that we have got strong opinions of. And he knows that when you see this symbol, you will be able to relate it to whatever message that he wants to give to you. This is my first book. I wrote my heart out in this book because many people want to be great, but we want to bypass the process of greatness. We just want to wake up the following day, we are great. But when we look at Moses, I'm speaking mostly about Moses here, and we really look at how he became great, you will realize that Moses did not just start by being great. Moses started somewhere. Of course, the journey to greatness will start somewhere. In the book, I talk about Moses having to meet God first. The journey to greatness will always start with God. Moses had to meet with God, and God had to introduce himself to him and tell him, I'm the God of your father Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. It starts with God. The man had an encounter with God. I think it's important for one to buy these books or any of these books, because I think knowledge is power. I am what I am today, and I'm where I am because I've been reading other people's literatures and I learned a lot from what other people or what God has revealed to other people. So I would say that, we need to encourage our people to read. Some of the things that we say on the pulpit, if you really go down and read the book, you get even more information. So yes, we need to encourage our people to read. These days people don't want to read, but we need to encourage our people to read. But also, even those who want to write, I would encourage them to write. I always say a book lives beyond you. It will live beyond you. Even when you are no more, it will continue to preach. There are places where some people bought my books and I've never been there. Some bought the book here in Pretoria, they went outside the country, and the book is there. The book is preaching. Even when I'm dead, the book will continue to preach. So when we want to expand our ministry just beyond the normal, I would say we must write. So writing is power. For now, I've got these books on my social media, so people are able to order from my social media page. Even also on my phone, I can drop my phone number. My phone number is 082-2150-657. You can send me a message or a WhatsApp there, and to order the books, I can send them via PEP everywhere in South Africa. I'm still working on taking these books to Amazon so that people can access them even outside the country. But yeah, on my phone number, you can get me. Also on Facebook. On Facebook, I'm PS, which is for Pastor PS Semono. You can get me there, and I can be able to send you the book anywhere in the country. Yes.